Hello, welcome to another video. Umut here. Today I'm going to create an art journal page in my Dilutions notebook, and I will show you what I'm inspired from. This beautiful middle grade book called Smailholm. Smailholm is a place in at the border of Scotland and England, and this book is an adventure coming from that area. It has beautiful end pages. It has a naked hardback, which I love, gold foiling and everything. And actually, if you order from the author's website, which is shipping internationally, you get a very beautiful box, which could be a great gift. And I wanted to unbox it for you if you are interested. If not, you can skip it and continue with the art journal page. But I thought some of you might be interested. When you receive this, when you order from the author's website, which I will link down below so you can check from there, you receive this beautiful box. It has this beautiful pin in it. It says Reader of Magic, which is me. I love magical books. It has some cards with the characters from the book, which are very cute, and there are some quotes at the back. And it has a bookmark, which is always handy. And then of course there is the beautiful book that I showed you before. I really love the design and that it's a naked hardback with beautiful end pages, and it comes signed, of course. But it's also available from all the other retailers, so I'm going to leave all the links down below if you want to buy it. And now let's continue with the art journal. Of course, I'm going for a range of pinks because I'm inspired by the pink of the book. I have different brands here, so I wouldn't get hung up with what I am using. I'm using things from my stash. I have a couple of Dilutions sprays that are pink, Prima, Color Boost, I think, and then another thing from somewhere else, and a couple of the sprays were shiny, so there's a little bit of shine in all this mix. And I'm going to do some stenciling with this texture paste, Daily Roni I'm using, and I'm quite happy with this texture paste as well. I'm going to use a Color Bloom spray in green from Prima, and I'm going to use this stencil with beautiful leaves. However, this spray with the texture paste didn't give the color that I wanted. It's too light, so I'm bringing good old acrylic paints in just a grass green color, and of course, because the paste is white, it gets a little bit lighter, but it's much better now. Here is my stencil. It's from the Crafters Workshop, and it's called Mini Vineyard, and I love these delicate leaves. So I want to cover mostly the bottom of the page with this paste, and then a little bit on the top to make a balance and make it cohesive. You will see that after this dries, I'm going to also use my gelatos to give a little bit different color, not to make it one color but a couple of tones. So I will darken some areas a little bit more, but I will wait for it to dry. I'm really trying to use whatever I have in my stash. It's been a very long time I didn't buy any new stuff, and this is also something that I have for years now. It's a chipboard from Dusty Attic. It's called Funky Trees, and I'm going to take out these parts, and there are other parts too, but I'm not going to use it for now. And I'm going to make a combination with these trees, like a forest. I'm covering them with gesso because I'm going to give color afterwards to get rid of this color that it has already. I will just cover them once, and I'm using my gelatos, again a grass green color, and of course I wait for it to dry, And after it's dry, it's very easy to use gelatos. I always use gelatos after applying gesso because it makes the application process so much easier. And then of course you can erase it if you want, if it's over gesso. It doesn't sink into anything. To make it more realistic and interesting, I'm using a darker shade of green and again smudging it with my finger. And afterwards I also use a even darker brown to make it more shaded, and you will see that the more contrast you create on an object with colors, the more realistic and it looks, and also it has more depth to it. So I wouldn't be scared of using really light and dark tones together. And here is my little forest, funky forest that I created. I'm using my matte medium to stick all these pieces on my art journal. And I'm going to do a bit of splashes with this green acrylic paint here and there. After it dries, I thought the background was a little bit plain, so I took this background stamp. It has circles, really, nothing special. I just pulled one out of my stash, and I'm using this pink archival ink to do some background stamping at the background. You can use whatever you want, it doesn't matter, just to give it interest. I have these ribbons with stickers at the back, and this was gifted to me by a dear friend. It came all the way from India. So again, thanks to her for sending these beautiful ribbons. I just try to create some kind of floor with this beautiful ribbon because it has colors of pink, a little bit purple and green. So it goes perfectly with this, and now my trees won't be looking like they are hanging in the air. So it kind of created a base for them. And I'm cutting all these excess parts, and now it looks so much better. I pulled out my stickles and in green, magenta and blue. So I'm going to make these dots like flowers on my trees, mix all these three colors. They will also match this ribbon, which will make things again cohesive. It's all about balance. If you use one color, you don't need to use several colors, but if you use, for example, two colors, make sure there is balance on your pages. Balance doesn't mean that there will be equal part of that color everywhere, but for example, if there is one part in blue in one page, it looks better if there is a little bit blue in the other page. I think your eyes will tell you if you ask them if there's something odd going on or if there is balance. And I took a darker color of gelatos now to color these leaves because they are dry now. So there is a little bit shading over them as well. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is believe in magic. That is again related to the magical book we opened at the beginning. And this is one of my favorite alphabet stamps from Stampendous, which I showed, storybook alphabet, I think it's called. And I'm going to go over these with white gel pen to make it more visible. And I will do some border with this dark green again to draw the eye more inside. Remember that green and pink are on the opposite sides of the color wheel, so they will do matte if you mix them. So be careful that your surface is dry before you apply the other on top of the other. So that's just a reminder. And I did some white splashes over everything to make it again more interesting. And splashes are nice. So here is the final journal page. It's whimsical and nice, and there's some shine on it from the sprays I used. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, all the links to the book is down below. You can buy it from everywhere in the world, depending on where you want to buy it. And here are the close-up pictures of my finished journal page. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or leave a comment down below if you like my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.